Time now for First Alert Weather with meteorologist Rob Nucatola.
All right, let's get started on 24-hour temperature cast. It is chilly out there this morning. You're going to want some of those jackets for sure, and they're probably going to stick around even this afternoon with full sunshine when our temperatures struggle to get back up over 60. Some spots will get there, but not everybody will. The more north, the more west you are, I think those temperatures are going to stay in the 50s for highs today. And then overnight tonight, it's actually going to get even a little cooler than it is this morning. Those breezes that we'll notice for a while today, they relax, and with the skies being clear, with the air being dry and cool to begin with, once those winds go calm, I think overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, we will find lower temperatures, more spots a little farther back in the 30s. Don't see anything on the satellite radar composite picture, not anywhere around here. You got to get up into the Tennessee Valley to find any sensible weather, maybe even a couple of snow flurries way up there, especially in some of the mountains. But for where we are, under the influence of a big dome of high pressure, we're going to keep the skies clear with all this dry air in place. We're talking dew point numbers down near 32, and what that means is the air itself is just really dry, and that will allow the temperatures to move around a little bit. Right now we're down to 41 in Valdosta, we're at 43 in Thomasville, we're at 44 in Tallahassee. There is a little bit of a breeze, and I do think we will notice that breeze at times today. We see a couple more 41s. Camilla and Quincy joining Valdosta as some of the coolest spots around. Usually the coldest part of the days will after 7:30, so for the next couple of hours we'll watch these temperatures continue to drop, and there'll be some numbers that start in the 30s this morning. There'll be more tomorrow morning. That breeze is part of the equation. It's going to make it feel a little cooler than it is. We're not talking major wind chills, but when it is a little chilly outside and you get that breeze, you absolutely do notice the difference. And of course, our visibility numbers are all up near 10 miles with the air being so dry. Now, what we see here on the bigger picture is any of the sloppy weather up into the northeast, and that's where it's going to stay. Higher pressure sliding along the Gulf Coast will be our big weather player to give us a cool weekend. Eventually, it gets east of our area, and that'll turn the winds around. Today, those winds are west and northwest and north. That'll be the way the winds are, even when they relax a bit more tonight and tomorrow. But by Sunday, they start to come in from the southeast and even the south. That'll start to bring back a little bit of the warmer air. We'll start to bring back just a little bit of moisture too, so it won't be as dry, it won't be as cool, and we'll start to warm things back up for the early part of next week. This is temporary, but it is definitely cooler than normal, especially in the afternoons when we should be getting up into the 70s, and today we're going to struggle to get back to the 60s. As far as the tropical weather goes, things went nice and quiet out there. They look like they want to stay that way. Any even areas of showers I see out across the Atlantic have no tropical look to them whatsoever. So we still have a little bit more than a week left of the Atlantic hurricane season. It does look like things want to stay quiet out there. We hope they do. On the Gulf close to home today, the winds relaxing later. We'll call it sunny and breezy with those winds out of the northwest and north up to about 20 knots, seas up to about 5 feet, and we'll call it choppy in the protected waters. 30s, 40s this morning, bright and chilly. That sun comes up at 7:10. It'll be all sunshine all day, just like it was yesterday. Those blue skies are going to stick around, but I think it's only going to be able to warm things up maybe to like 61 or 62. I hope we get there in most spots. Some locations aren't going to get out of the upper 50s this afternoon. And tonight, clear skies, a little bit more cold. Now, I don't think we're talking any kind of widespread frost event, but the farther away from the coast that you are, we could see some temperatures that do dip down below 35. So I would absolutely take care of some of that tender vegetation tonight. You got some plants that are still thriving from all the wet and all the warm we've had. We may want to cover those up or bring those inside tonight, and you might want to do it again tomorrow night. Just for a couple hours, it'll be cold enough where you could shock some of those plants. Once we get to Sunday afternoon, the temperatures start to perk up. Next week looks like a pretty nice week. I do think I see maybe some chances to bring some showers back to the equation later next week. But as far as that forecast goes for the weekend, dry, sunny, but chilly.